CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Evan Kenny.
You don't think straight, you just believe everything that you're hearing.
One grandmother's word of warning after falling victim to a so-called grandparent scam. Good evening. Before we get to our top story, crews are responding to a train derailment west of Wildwood, about an hour outside of Edmonton. Canadian National Railway says 37 loaded cars derailed around 5:30. It says there are no reports of leaks of dangerous goods or injuries. The Transportation Safety Board of Canada is investigating. An Edmonton woman says she is out thousands of dollars after falling for a so-called grandparent scam. She reached out to CTV News after seeing a story we aired about another victim. CTV's Nermanisa reports.
Right away, it's, hello, how are you? And it was my grandson's voice.
Jody, who CTV has agreed not to identify for safety reasons, says last week she got a call from who she thought was her 21-year-old grandson.
The mannerism, the voice, everything. Like, I was talking to my grandson.
Jody believes she's a victim of the grandparent scam. That's when someone calls pretending to be a grandchild or a family member, saying they're in some kind of trouble and need money.
Stated he'd been arrested and needed over $7,000 to pay bail money, and didn't want his parents to know, stating it wasn't his fault.
Jody says shortly after, she got a call from someone claiming to be a lawyer, offering to pick up the bail money. That same day, she withdrew $7,200.
We have a bond guy coming right to your door and gave the money, and off he went. And that's when I realized, oh my God, what did I do? But then the next morning they phoned again. And I said, oh, I'll go to the bank again. I went right to the police station.
We tried calling the number that was contacting Jody with no luck.
The number you have reached is not in service.
Earlier this week, Parkland RCMP shared a photo of a grandparent scam suspect. RCMP say this type of fraud happens often.
To pay bail, you have to go to a courthouse and pay bail in person. There would never be a courier collecting those things.
Edmonton police say last year, 26 people filed a police report. However, EPS believes that number should be higher, as many do not come forward.
I think people have a certain amount of embarrassment and what have you, but really it's an important one to report.
Jody says she knows she won't be able to get that money back. She's using this to warn others.
It's almost like you freeze. You don't really think right. You don't think straight. You just believe everything that you're hearing.
Anyone who believes they are a victim of a scam are encouraged to report it to police. Nermanisa, CTV News, Edmonton.
An Angus Reid survey found 45% of Albertans either have no family doctor or have trouble accessing one. One woman in Edmonton says she's been without a regular family doctor for years, and it could prevent her from accessing AISH benefits. CTV's Connor Hogg reports.
Leanne Grenier is one of the 31% of Albertans without easy access to a doctor.
I'm asking questions like, how long does it take to get in for an urgent appointment? How long does it take to make a standard appointment? I'd like to be able to see my doctor within a week of calling if I have an acute thing.
Grenier has chronic health problems. She's on AISH, and while she has a family doctor, finding one for the long term has been difficult due to physicians retiring, moving, or not getting the care she needs. Grenier says she's worried about whether seeing different doctors will mean she won't be able to demonstrate her disability.
I'm worried about in July when they kick us off to ADAPT and we have to reprove ourselves that I won't have had my doctor long enough to validate those medical forms I'm going to need. A lot of doctors aren't comfortable signing off on those kind of forms unless they have a history with you.
The Ministry of Primary and Preventative Health Services says Alberta needs more family physicians, even though it's added a record number in the last year. Dr. Louis Francis Scuddy says more has to be done to encourage young doctors to enter family medicine as the number of aging Albertans increases.
The system that was designed for healthcare was designed at a time when Canadians were young. Our population has aged, including myself. We have to sit back and have a crucial conversation about the things that are not going so well.
The province says even with some doctors leaving the system, Alberta added more than 1,300 last year, nearly 800 more than in 2024. The ministry says it remains focused on recruiting. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
The province says anyone without a regular family physician can visit the Find a Doctor portal by visiting albertafindadoctor.ca. The Canadian Bar Association says a proposal for appointing judges by Alberta's premier would compromise judicial independence. In a letter to the Prime Minister, Danielle Smith demanded more input on the selection of federal judges. She wrote the provincial government could hold back money for judges. The Canadian Bar Association speaks for 40,000 lawyers, judges, and legal professionals. In a letter to Smith, it says the proposal would compromise the appointment process. It says Smith's suggestion that courts don't reflect the values and expectations of Albertans underscores the political nature of her proposal. Federal Justice Minister Sean Fraser says he plans to maintain the current selection process. Teachers across Alberta are taking time away from teaching to learn for themselves. For the first of 9 two-day teacher conventions started today in Edmonton. It's for school boards surrounding Edmonton. The rest are being held across the province over the next 2 months. The conventions are for professional development and to give teachers a chance to connect. It comes after a tumultuous start to the school year. In October, tens of thousands of teachers walked off the job and then were ordered back to work by the Alberta government.
Huge impact. Average classroom teacher has definitely felt the highs and lows of what's been going on, whether it's curriculum, lack of resources, the strike for sure. So this midpoint sort of like chance to reset, I think, is really important for teachers.
The conventions are paid for through teachers' union fees. NAIT has come to a tentative agreement with academic staff. NAIT Academic Staff Association, or NASA, says the agreement comes after a long and challenging process. It says detailed information will be sent out to members within the next couple of days. Ratification voting is scheduled for next week. Last month, a strike mandate vote was held with 83% of votes in favor of a strike. The two sides got back to the bargaining table this week. NAIT says reaching an agreement provides stability for the NAIT community. The latest attempt at the world's longest hockey game is set to start tonight in Sherwood Park. The game will see dozens of hockey players take to the ice over 11 days. This year, it's scheduled to last a total of 261 hours. Organizers say they're prepared for the warm weather, ensuring the ice is thick enough to handle some melt. It's all to raise money for the Alberta Cancer Foundation. Brent Sake started the record-breaking game more than 20 years ago after losing his dad to cancer. This year, money raised will go to the CAR T-cell therapy, a type of immunotherapy that fights blood cancers.
It's been very expensive to do that treatment, about $500,000 a patient here. So unfortunately, not everybody gets the treatment. When this is done, which I know it'll happen when this is done, there's a lab waiting at the Cross. The equipment's waiting to go. Everything's ready to go. And by August 26th, patients will be treated at the Cross.
Puck drop for the world's longest hockey game was at 9. The game will last until next Wednesday. Basketball players from across the province are shooting hoops in support of the Canadian Cancer Society. More than 400 junior high students are playing in the Centurion Classic Invitational Basketball Tournament at Riverbend School. Players and fans transformed the gym into a sea of pink. Since 2011, the tournament has raised more than $110,000. Organizers say this tournament forces kids to take a step back and focus on something bigger than themselves.
When you take highly passionate and motivated teachers and combine them with engaged students who are supported by involved parents and generous support from community businesses, you just get incredible school culture, incredible school engagement. It's awesome. The tournament expects to raise more than $20,000 this year.
The above seasonal temperatures may have you thinking about a road trip. The latest and greatest in RVs and outdoor adventuring are on display at the Edmonton Expo Center. The 4-day event shows off new tech like integrated solar panels and lithium batteries. As well, there are hundreds of new RV models and floor plans.
Oh, there's a couple units here now that, yeah, you're walking up a spiral staircase inside to a king-size bed. There's a double-decker outside deck as well, so you got your patio on the main floor and then an upstairs patio. And some of these units even have their own washing machine and dryer inside.
Tickets are required to get in. You can pay at the door or pre-purchase online. The show runs until Sunday. All right, it is unseasonably warm out today. The sunshine is making roads sloppy and causing concern for the Silver Skate Festival, which begins tomorrow. As CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports, organizers with the festival and other winter activities say a little slush won't stop them.
Mike DeBurr and his son put the finishing touches on an igloo in Laurier Park.
There's a cat.
It's a bit warmer than usual as preparations for the 10-day Silver Skate Festival ramp up.
We got lots of snow here.
That's because they made it themselves to ensure snow sculptors have a proper canvas. Giant snow blocks were set up in the shade, now covered by tarps to keep cool. And the skating oval is closed to prevent damage.
It's going to be great Friday night, and the temperature will be perfect for ice. We just got to save the ice until then.
It's spring skiing in early February at Snow Valley. It, too, has plenty of snow in storage if the hill starts to get patchy.
With the snow pants, I'm not even putting pants on underneath. It's so hot. It warmed up so much this season.
Are you telling me it's snow pants and underwear?
That is actually what I'm wearing, yes.
Across the river, through the waterfall under the Rainbow Valley Bridge, it's a perfect winter day for a walk.
I brought seed for the birds and for the squirrels. They'll come within 10 minutes and you'll get flooded. They will literally fight for the food, so I'm hoping they'll be happier today now that it's warmer.
If nothing else, we at least know that this warm weather makes for nice, sticky snow, perfect for snowballs or even snowmen. Just be careful you don't enjoy it too much. Snowy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Hawrelak Park will open March 13th, 3 years to the day it closed for renovations. The city says most of the popular park will be accessible, including a new playground, lakefront promenade, modernized pavilion, and updated washrooms. The new perimeter path and multi-use trails are fully paved. People can walk, bike, or snowshoe around the park. The city says cross-country skiing and skating will be available next season. It says there will be some active construction areas as it finishes work and landscaping. Prior to the renos, most of the infrastructure was original from Hawrelak's opening in 1967. The grand reopening celebration is scheduled for May 30th. Coming up next, the impact the Calgary Stampede has on Alberta's economy. Also just ahead, how one local man's helmet saved his life in a way you wouldn't expect.
My helmet and the medical data carrier went with me to the emergency room, and that information was there.
Good evening, folks. The warm spell will continue right through to the end of the weekend as daytime highs stay way above average. But I think we're done with the double-digit days. Full look at your forecast in just a few minutes.
There's a tag that could help save your life in an emergency. The Canadian Red Cross is hoping more people will use a no-tech method to keep health information handy. CTV's Amanda Anderson explains.
So this particular helmet is a helmet that I crashed in.
This is the helmet Justin Napick was wearing when he crashed during a 2024 race in BC.
I was conscious when I was in the ambulance. I was able to answer questions. but I wasn't very coherent.
Despite that, NAPIC was able to provide emergency responders with his health information because of a tag attached to his helmet.
My helmet and the medical data carrier went with me to the emergency room, and that information was there.
Information, it could be allergies, your next of kin information, if you have a pet at home in case you're in an accident and somebody needs to let your pet out or grab your pet, all that information can be stored in here.
The Canadian Red Cross has partnered with a Canadian company that makes the medical information tags.
Proceeds from each sale goes directly back to the Canadian Red Cross to support the work that they do in Canada for Canadians.
The Edmonton Motorcycle Road Racing Association mandated use of the tags more than a decade ago, and as the lead instructor of a racing school, it's something NAPIC promotes to new riders.
It's such a phenomenal opportunity for us to increase that rider safety and the awareness.
The uses go far beyond motorcycles.
Skiing, it could be motorsports. Mom or dad could be going to work and have a hard hat and be at risk on the job site. But the other uses certainly dovetail back to vulnerable road users in general.
The 3M adhesive is also approved for hockey helmets. NAPIC, who is also a fire captain in Edmonton, has one attached to his fire helmet. He knows from personal and work experience how important having health information in a timely manner can be when seconds count.
The more we start to see people adopt this, the more we actually start to see the emergency service use it, and that's the hope, is that we start to see a little bit more widely spread.
The tags are available on the Red Cross website and through Amazon. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The greatest outdoor show on earth had a major impact on the Alberta economy last year. Analysis from MNP shows the Calgary Stampede generated $721 million across the province in 2025. That is a 33% increase from the last time a similar report was done in 2019. Across Canada last year, Stampede-related activity produced $872 million nationally. $664 million was generated in Calgary specifically, which includes more than $190 million in wages and salaries.
And proportionately, there were more outside of Calgary visitors coming here and spending money. That's money that came to Calgary that otherwise wouldn't be here as a result of hotel room rentals, restaurant tabs, Uber rides, things of that nature.
There were nearly 1.5 million visitors through the Stampede gates in 2025. An Alberta nonprofit that helps newcomers settle says finding its clients' work is taking longer than ever. The Immigrant Education Society held a job fair in Calgary today aimed at youth. The provincial unemployment rate of youth in Alberta is 14.5%, which is above the national average. The charity says it's even tougher for racialized youth to find work.
Part of it is the economy, part of it, there's a bit of an anti-immigrant sentiment, and part of it is with some employers not really understanding the value of what newcomers bring to the country and that they are actually experienced.
The Immigrant Education Society says it used to take clients up to 2 months to find work. Now it can take up to 6. 1,800 Edmontonians are pushing mental health all month long. They'll be participating in the National Push-Up Challenge. Each person will complete 2,000 push-ups starting today. That number is to honor and remember the roughly 2,000 people that die by suicide every year. Money raised is going to the Canadian Mental Health Association. The organization says the challenge is meant to put the struggles of mental health into perspective.
So for me, just thinking about getting down there and doing some push-ups is kind of reminds me of what many people have to deal with every day. And if they can kind of push towards their own wellness and recovery, I can do a few push-ups.
Edmontonians raised close to $100,000 last year. The push-up challenge ends February 27th.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. 5 degrees this morning. Look at this morning low. Almost 10 degrees warmer than the average high for this time of year. And for the second straight day, we got into double digits, although not quite a record. Yesterday, we hit a record-setting 10. Today, 11 degrees. was a degree shy of the record from 1886. Tomorrow, little bit of a cool down and way more cloud cover than we saw today, especially through the morning hours. I think we'll probably see some sunny breaks in the afternoon. Another chance of some wet snow or some freezing rain here across parts of northern Alberta, and then through the morning, some snow in Fort McMurray. Here in Edmonton, there you can see a little bit of break in the cloud cover. It's going to be heavier off to the north and to the east, to the south and to the west. You'll see more sunshine through tomorrow afternoon. Let's take you through Saturday. Yeah, there's a slight chance, especially just west of Edmonton, for some early morning showers. But I really think for the Edmonton area, the best chance is going to be early Sunday morning. It's on the backside of this low pressure system, which by Saturday evening will produce some freezing rain and some snow in parts of northwestern Alberta. This could be some widespread freezing rain in northeastern Alberta overnight Saturday night into early Sunday morning. And there's your chance for showers, maybe a little bit of patchy freezing rain in the Edmonton area early in the morning on Sunday. -2 tomorrow morning in the Edmonton area. Look at Fort McMurray drops to -16. It was 9 degrees yesterday in Fort McMurray. Big drop in temperature today, and you'll stay in the cool air again tomorrow. -5 for a daytime high. Closer to the freezing mark in Cold Lake. Chance of some fog patches, Vegreville through the Edson area, Grand Prairie as well, although Edson by tomorrow afternoon should be mostly cloudy and close to 10, 7 in Red Deer. And here in Edmonton, we'll see some fog patches developing tomorrow morning. Mix of sun and cloud in the afternoon, a high of about 6 or 7 degrees for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with that chance of a shower early Sunday morning. Bit closer to 0 Monday, Tuesday of next week, although that is not the start of a significant cool down. The bigger cool down probably holds off until sometime after Valentine's Day. That is your forecast.
There have already been setbacks for Team Canada at the Winter Olympics in Milan. Today's women's hockey game was postponed, and some events will go ahead without their star athletes. CTV's Heather Butts has more.
An alarming image of Mark McMorris following a crash yesterday in training. The 32-year-old three-time Olympic medalist confirming he hit his head and will not compete in the big air competition. In a statement, McMorris said, "Fortunately, things are looking good for slopestyle, so I'm staying positive and shifting my focus there." Snowboarder Tess Critchlow has already had to withdraw due to injury, and Canada has had to swap out athletes in men's hockey and figure skating in the team event because of injury.
For those who've been injured and unable to compete, I feel for them first and foremost, and therefore give them as much support to see if they can compete in the case of those where it's questionable.
Facing these early obstacles, there's also questions over how the Olympic team is preparing to handle competing against the Americans at a time of heightened tensions between the countries.
The rivalry with the United States is one that's decades and decades old in sport, and yet I think there's a little bit more riding on it.
That rivalry most anticipated on the ice, where it will be a monumental year for hockey, marking the return of NHL players in the men's tournament for the first time since 2014. Combine that with the first winter game since the Professional Women's Hockey League launched, putting a spotlight on an extraordinary depth of international talent.
This is an immensely talented team, and they're in their final preparations. And very soon we will see them walking into opening ceremonies to show the world just what Canadian excellence looks like.
While Team Canada battles injuries, Finland is dealing with illness. The two countries were supposed to face off today in women's hockey, but the game was postponed as the Finns battle the norovirus. Team Canada's first game will now be against Switzerland on Saturday. Heather Butts, CTV News, Milan.
You'll be able to grab a drink while watching some of the medal rounds of the Olympic Games at a local watering hole. The Alberta Gaming, Liquor and Cannabis Commission has so far received notifications from 91 bars and restaurants that want to extend their serving hours. 53 of those applications are from the Edmonton area. The AGLC says bars and restaurants can apply up to 3 days before an event to extend liquor service hours. One of Team Canada's goalies is bringing a piece of Alberta with him to Italy. Calgary's Logan Thompson is one of 3 goaltenders on Team Canada. He's wearing a mask painted by Calgary artist Dave Freed. Freed says that Thompson wanted it to represent his roots.
What he asked for was, he wanted a Calgary/Alberta vibe for his mask. So, still wants a very Canadian kind of leaf on there, but the background stuff, he definitely wanted the Calgary Tower in there. And I kind of asked him if he would want to do that kind of that pond hockey scene in front and then the city and the mountains in the back.
Freed also painted the Olympic masks for 3 other goalies for Canada. All right, exciting times coming up. Best on Best hockey is just ahead. That's all the time we have. Thank you for tuning in and have a good rest of your night.